What are your thoughts on this year's Chestatee War Eagle team?
Those change day to day too, based on the quality of a practice. So we got some guys that, well, Ethan is still playing football. You know, we're figuring out who we are. So, like I heard the girls talking about a second ago, tough region, all that kind of stuff. I don't have a lot of predictions about that. We're just going to do the best we can. I'm excited about what these guys are, the progress they've made, so I feel good about it, but we got to go play the games.
Your thoughts on the brand new region and your expectations for your team this year?
We were in a great region last year. We're in a great region now. Two teams were in the state championship games, them and Cedar Shoals. So we know every game's going to be tough. I don't think there's anybody in the region that we look at and go, well, we're going to win that game for sure. Now, that being said, we feel like we can go compete with anybody. So I'm excited about it. Ask me in March, and I'll have a better answer.
Okay. Talk about the War Eagles and what your expectations are going into the season.
I expect for us to play our hearts out. I mean, all summer we were trying to find our ways into the gym, do anything we can to get together, but that was really taken away. We've taken about like every day since school started to just get ready and be together.
Talk a little bit about the region and your expectations once you get into region.
I think that our region kind of stayed the same as in competition between the teams. There was always a lot of greater teams up at the top. But I think that we can compete with everybody in there. There's, like he said, there's no real like, we're going to lose, we're going to win. But I think we can be good.
I expect us to perform well, perform hard. We're a lot bigger and more physical than we were last year, and so that'll help us substantially on the board, you know, and it'll help us compete in the long run.
Speaking of the long run, again, as I've asked everyone up here, a new region, new competition. You know, you talk about your expectations here this season and perhaps getting into the state playoffs.
I expect us to make it. We are, like I said, more physical than we were last year. We were physical enough to make it last year. And like he said, our region, difficulty-wise, has not changed much. But we're still going to have to play as hard as we can.
Been a crazy year. You know, it's what I tell our kids every day. We just got to be flexible. That's kind of how it's been. But we've it's been going well. I mean, obviously, we got a lot of experience coming back. We got 11 coming back off last year's varsity. Now obviously, we've got 9 playing football right now. So we kind of, you know, we've got that dynamic going on. But I mean, kids are working hard. They play, you know, they bought in. They're playing well with each other, and we're excited.
How has that gone for you, implementing your philosophy, you know, your game plan, your schemes? How has that gone so far?
Well, we've had these kids, the kids that haven't been playing football, we've seen them since, you know, the summer. And so that's gone real well. Now, the football kids, we haven't seen at all. I mean, they didn't come to any summer workouts because they were doing football and all that. So, and you know, everybody that coaches that has dual sport athletes go through that. We just got a large number, but our kids have bought into what we're trying to do. They try to do what we coach them to do. They're a good group. So
new coach with Coach Bailey. Of course, you've known him for a while, but talk about Coach Bailey and what he's bringing to the program.
We knew him from last year. He's our assistant, so you know we have a good relationship with him. Brings a lot to the table, get after people defensively, and we should play hard for him.
Kenny Simpson.
All right, Kenny, let's talk about the season and what you guys are, or what you're expecting to do, you know, personally and team-wise heading into the season.
Well, I'm definitely excited. You know, coming in junior season, it's one of the biggest seasons of, you know, high school basketball. So just got to come in, play hard every time, prove to coach. He's just coming in, and he always says that the slate's wiped clean. So I just got to prove to him what I'm about, what the team's about, you know.
Hey, let's talk a little about what you think about dropping down from 4A to playing now in 3A.
I mean, all regions are going to be tough, and I feel like they've all hit it, but it's going to be fun and exciting just playing in a new region and trying our hardest out there.
Talk a little about this year's Tiger team.
You know, we're excited about where we are. We returned 98% of our scoring from last year, all 5 starters.
So again, you're one of the teams that's going to deal with football players probably being on the field for much longer. How are you guys navigating through that process?
You know, it's been really good. You know, I think our kids understand. The kids that normally might not be getting the minutes that they would be getting or taking advantage of that, taking advantage of the practice reps. And, you know, basketball is a skill sport. And, you know, it's hard just to step off of one thing onto another. It takes a little bit of time. And I feel like these guys have been working hard since the summer, right into, you know, the preseason. And it's been exciting. So, you know, it's like I was texting with the football guys, and, you know, I said, go win state, and we'll be waiting on you when you get here.
Dominic Ritchie.
So scrimmage last night for you, how'd it go?
It went great. Last year I was mostly playing the guard position, but this year I'm having to play almost everything. And last year I got to run the 5, and I got to run the wing as well. And I'm very proud of myself for what I did, and I'm happy for the team. We played very unselfish basketball, and we moved the ball around, and we had a bunch of people that stepped up.
You, McConnell?
You're on an upward trend as far as it goes. Your expectations for this season, because you got a lot of returning, so you should have pretty high expectations.
Absolutely. I mean, making the region, even the region playoffs last year, I mean, just having that experience, because I've never experienced something like that myself. So just getting the young players in there like that, and I mean, you know, getting a taste of competition, you know, it's going to be good for them. You know, we hungry, so.
Off-season been a little up and down, just like anybody else. We have our challenges, you know, with COVID, dealing with guys, dual athletes playing football, so our numbers been kind of down right now. But the guys that we have, very young group who's getting a lot of reps in practice, we're going to be depending on those guys later on this season to help us out. So they've been working hard. You're
going to be able to build on last season's 15-10 and perhaps improve that?
That's the plan. You know, I thought last year we took a step previous year. You know, the guys battled one game away from being in the state tournament. So with these veteran guys, these seniors that's going to be with us, they're going to lead our way, but it's going to be very important that our young guys being able to buy us some minutes is going to kind of dictate how we play out the year.
Okay, Rakestraw.
All right, Mikhail, let's talk about this season. You're back senior season. You led the team last year in scoring. You were all region. A little bit about your expectations you head into this season.
I expect us to go deep in the state playoffs. I feel like we should have went last year, but a couple people got hurt, so that really messed us up. But I feel like we're going to go deep in the state playoffs this year.
You're so Region 8 3A, your expectations in that this year?
I feel like it's not one team that's better than everybody. I feel like we all the same, and it's going to be a tough region this year.
First year as a head coach, congratulations first off, and how's it going for you?
Oh, it's been fun. I mean, really, this year what I've really tried to do, especially with COVID and the uncertainty of everything, is just enjoy it. And we have a great group of guys that are fun to be around, high-character guys, and we really commit to working hard but enjoying it while enjoying the process every day.
So how did you feel about the scrimmage, and what did you see out of your team?
Our guys competed from the opening tip-off. I told them at halftime last night that they set the tone of the game. The very first possession, it was a home game, so of course we didn't start with a tip. They had the inbounds, so we're on defense right away. And they set the tone for the game, and we had a 1-minute-long defensive possession, and they never got a shot up. And it ended in a turnover. And that set the tone for the whole night, that these guys are buying in, they're talking defensively, and really buying into that end, and it leads to easy opportunities on the other end.
Brian, new coach this year, Coach Parker, talk a little bit about what he's brought into the program.
He started off as our assistant coach last year, and so we got a season to get used to him and get to know him, and we turned out to love him, and he became a part of our family early on, and him moving to head coach was pretty much a blessing, I'd say, because a lot of people get nervous getting a new coach, not knowing them. You have to get used to them, have to learn how they coach and the process they go through to get there. And with Coach Parker, it's like nothing changed. It's like we went straight in. I know we lost summer and everything like that. We lost a lot of time with him. But we picked up. I tore my hamstring, so I wasn't able to practice, but I showed up. And I got to see how the guys were performing and everything like that and how he was coaching. I really enjoyed it.
Gus, let's talk about this season as you are coming in as the team leader. You're a 3-year starter, and you guys have a lot of offense to replace and rebounds. But who do you expect to step up, and how are you going to lead the way this year?
We're really excited about this year. Like Coach said, we just got to make up for all those points and rebounds and everything collectively. We've got 3 guys that have played any varsity minutes, so we got a lot of young guys that we need to step up, a few inexperienced guys, but I think we'll get there, so we're excited.
Thoughts on the first year and just, how that went and, the general direction and vibe around the program right now.
Yeah, well, first off, thank you guys very much for having us. It's a blessing to be up here with this group of seniors and to be back in North Georgia. Last year coming home was a blessing, absolutely, and something that I've dreamed of for a long time. And just the way community and these guys embraced me, I'm just so proud of the work that they put in and the things we were able to accomplish. And, year one was kind of, hey, coming in, introducing a new foundation, a new way of doing things. And I feel like that's becoming more of an identity for us this year. And obviously a very unexpected offseason, but one that I think we found a lot of joy in the work we were able to put in. It looked a little bit different than what maybe I envisioned going into it. But I can't speak enough about the character of these young men and just the work they continue to put in. And I know they'll continue doing that until, whenever the season ends. Whatever we have is what we have.
How has this offseason gone, and what's your confidence level headed into this season?
I'm Grant Tipton, and I feel like we have a lot of confidence in Coach and all the effort he's put in for us, and I feel like we're going to be really, really good this year, and we're going to compete in every game. But the COVID deal, it kind of set us back a little bit, but it surprised me how great we came back and just compete in practice and how good we are.
I'm Landon Wright, and when Coach Anderson came, we accepted him with open arms. He's a great coach all around. Region, we're going to compete very hard like we did last year. But this year, I think we're more collected, so we're going to do a lot better.
I'm Gabe Udlow. As far as coach, I think we did really accepting. He's been really good to us. COVID has set us back, but I love how we got back in the weight room, got back in the gym, really worked and kept pushing, fighting through. We got a lot of guys this year that can do some good for us, and it's going to be a good season, I believe, both outer region and in region. I think we can really compete and make a run for it.
Jacob Brown. We just put our work in during the COVID situation. And, we got, not a lot of guys with a lot of experience, but especially me. But I think we have guys that can step up.
Talk about what you're expecting out of this region and how you guys are preparing.
Yeah, so when I was in the Big South, that was a really competitive region. And then I came to Habersham Central, and I saw the region there, and I'm thinking, man, this is really competitive. And then this year, it looks a lot like the Big South. Getting Buford and Shiloh. You compare that with Lanier, who does a phenomenal job. Tequila, they're all Winder Barrow. It's an awesome opportunity for us. It's one that we embrace every single day. It's one that we know, it's an honor, really, in my opinion, to be able to compete at that level, to really show what you have. And so it's something that we're obviously excited about, but it's something that we've got to be mindful of every single day. And the work that we're doing today is what's going to equal our chances, of having success. And one thing that I'll say about these guys, they just go and they just fight and they compete, and we're going to do that every night. And if they'll continue to hammer that rock, as they're tired of me saying, eventually that thing's going to crack, and I believe that. And so there's a confidence from that, but there's no doubt. It's a tough test. There's 3 teams that could compete for a state championship.
Similar to Coach Anderson, we talked about this last year when we played. We were both coming into programs where we had 4 coaches, and I was the 4th one in 4 years. So these guys learning to trust that a coach is going to be there for them and have their best interest at heart. And I think the other coaches did, but they just moved on. So that was probably the biggest barrier I think that we had to pass, was getting them to trust and to buy into not just me, but into our program and buy into each other. And I think they did a really good job with that.
You know, talk about how this offseason has gone and what you feel like sort of the strengths of this year's team will be.
Well, the offseason was definitely tough. I mean, we've all had a good amount of summer work, all our high school careers, but this year will be a lot different for us because I've never had the same coach for 2 years in a row. So, you know, more than knowing all the same plays and stuff, and we don't have to start completely over, like Coach said, we have a lot more trust, and we're able to, practice is a little smoother communication-wise, I think, because it's not a brand new coach.
I'm Scott Odom, and really, same thing as he was saying, is that we got a lot of new young guys who are like really eager to play and who are really ready. So I think that kind of comes in with our mentality this year, and that we're like ready to get into it and ready for the season, and that went along with the off season. And even if we weren't able to get into the gym or weren't able to go conditioning, we were still doing stuff on our own. We were still running, and we were still trying to hit the gym or try to do whatever we could to get better and push for the season.
I'm Tyler Bowling, and all of us, we were sending videos of us working out to Coach, and he was always keeping up with us throughout the whole quarantine process and the whole summer. And we were getting in the gym as much as we could, but we're all really excited. We've been excited since the last game last year.
Marco Santiago. I think that in the offseason, like Tyler said, the coach was always talking to us and reminding us to work out, and us too. We were reminding each other every day, I guess, or every couple of days to keep working out for the season. Even though we haven't, some of our younger guys haven't really touched the ball in varsity. I think yesterday's scrimmage helped them see what it was like, and I think that we can improve from there.
Where do you feel like the strengths of this year's team are?
Well, so experience is not one of those strengths because we don't have a lot, but we have Wade Pierce sitting next to me is a 4-year varsity player. Last year he missed most of the season with the knee injury, but he's back this year, and you could watch last night some peaks of the kind of player he can be. He's really an elite level player, and I think that people will see that this year if they didn't get to see it in the few games he played last year. We've got a good bit of size. We're across the line last night. We started 6'6", 6'5", and 6'4", which is pretty decent size.
I really think with Coach Sanders and I had been doing the last few years has already laid a really good foundation, lost a lot of senior leadership from last year. So really that's what we're kind of waiting for, is that alpha male to kind of step up and take control and be the leader on the court. But it's been a good transition. The kids are very comfortable with me, and I'm comfortable with them. It's just a great situation, and very, very blessed to be here. Yeah, it was a lot of new faces. Even some of the guys that did play a few minutes last year, I kind of think of them as dark horses. People don't know them now, but they will after a first few games. We do return our leading scorer. That's a big piece. Clark Howell, who's playing football right now. Just keep praying every game that he makes to each football game healthy. But he's doing a great job out there. He's a competitor, no matter where you put him on the field or on the court. So just this team, like I said, there's going to be a lot of kids that we know are good, and we're waiting their time from last year. And so for us, it's not going to be a surprise. But there are a lot of names I think that they won't be hit. They won't be new names very long.
I know you were already familiar with Coach Kendall. What's the transition been like with him now being the head coach in the program, and how are you feeling about this year's team?
I'm Eli Campbell, and Since we already knew Coach Kendall he came when we were freshmen, so we're really comfortable with him. I think all the guys get after it a lot more for him. We go really hard at practice, and we're really trying to improve every day. And we got a lot of juniors and younger kids under us, not so many seniors this year, but I think we have a lot more chemistry on the team together, and we work together really well with Coach Kendall. So I'm looking forward to see what we can do. I think we're going to be a really good team this year.
I'm Cole Ellis. Like Eli was saying, we all our whole high school careers have been playing for Coach Kendall on, JV and stuff. So it wasn't that much of a transition to have him become our varsity head coach. I think we're all liking him real good right now. Like he was saying, we lost a lot of seniors from last year, but we got a lot of young kids stepping up this year, and I think we can have a pretty successful season this year.
Talk about 7-3A and what you guys are expecting.
Yeah, we're really going to miss GAC being around. I love this region we're in. It's so, I know some people don't have the luxury. Like, it's a true region. We're all the counties touch each other. There's a lot of built-in rivalries there. Teams that, well, for me, except for Gilmer, our teams we would want to play every year anyway. Bring a lot of fans, a lot of energy to those games. I couldn't tell you who the leader is. Pretty familiar with all those teams, and I still don't feel like I could tell you. Every night you better bring your A game because you could get beat, you could get embarrassed. Not super familiar with Gilmer, like I said, but I know every other team in the region is really good, and you got to be ready.
Last year was rough. I have to give the guys credit, though. They worked. We got better as the year went along. I thought it was probably January before we ever really had a normal, what I would say, practice. Unfortunately, we ended up having 6 or 7 kids that we had to basically pull out of the halls that had not played since 7th or 8th grade to actually field a team without having to bring up freshmen. So right now I think one of the big things is that we're starting now to get guys that have been in the program that has played basketball. All season, and everybody's talked about it all day with COVID. It's different. I thought the kids did a good job during that time finding places to play.
Just give us a look at sort of what you've got on the court in terms of where you feel like your strengths might be at this year.
Well, of course, Trey and Trevor are back. They were both starters. Trevor was our second leading scorer last year. Trey was our third. They're also, both of them averaged about 25, 26 minutes a night. So, we got kids that coming up from JV, like I said, that are basketball kids. Talik Worth is a 6'4" sophomore that is going to be very important to us. He's a long, athletic young man. Jack Ramsey's a kid that played a lot for us last year. So, we're still trying to find identity. And, that's part of basketball is trying to find out what you do well, night in, night out.
Let's talk about how this offseason's gone and how you feel about this year's team.
I'm Trevor Gursky, and this offseason has been kind of crazy because Corona and the whole lockdown. But I felt like we did a pretty good job whenever we came in for conditioning. And this year's going to be fun. We work really good together. We passed the ball a lot more than we did last year. We're unselfish, so it's going to be exciting.
I'm Trey Shaw, and having Coach Burney second year, it's been a blessing because, I haven't had a coach for 2 years in a row. He's implemented a culture that we haven't had before. In this off season, we're just finding places to play at, like outdoors and stuff because of all Corona and stuff, and it was just crazy.
Like I said, I think the kids have worked hard. I think practice is way better at this point than, of course, it was last year. Like I said, and I missed the first week of practice, testing positive, So Coach Hawkins had them the first week, so we're a little bit behind on some stuff that, we play next week that we'd like to be ready a little bit better right now. But, we played North Hall in a scrimmage last night. I was very pleased with it after, watching and getting home, watching the film. So I think the key is, like I said, finding an identity, and are we going to be capable of shooting the ball?
A topsy-turvy offseason for everybody. Talk about how it's gone for y'all.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, thank you guys for doing this. I really appreciate it, to have the opportunity to see everyone and to have this platform for high school basketball is awesome. But yeah, it was a difficult off season, but it also gave us a lot of time to reflect and to kind of focus on what's important. Especially gave me a time to spend more time with my family. So, but it was different just trying to manage and doing a lot of Zoom conferences with the guys.
Now you're in the region with all the Forsyth County schools there, Region 6, 7A. Talk about the move up to 7A, what it means for y'all as a program and what you're expecting in the new region.
Well, we've played a pretty difficult schedule in the past, so I really feel comfortable with us moving up into to 7A. I'm kind of excited about our new region. Sometimes it's good to play new people and different styles of play. So I'm pretty excited, and I think our players have, especially that ninth grade group, they've experienced a lot. I mean, as freshmen playing in the state championship game, being in the playoffs, and having the rough start that we did last year, we've learned a lot of lessons. So I think it's going to help us moving forward.
Talk about how the offseason's gone and what you feel like the strengths of this year's team will be.
I'm Dylan Bobger, senior. The offseason, it was pretty hard, but I just tried to stay in shape a lot. I worked out a lot, but the season really, our motto is to take the stairs, do everything the hard way. We don't want no easy way out, and we just want to get better as a team each and every day.
I'm Eli Pitts, senior.
And same question for you as well. Just thoughts on this offseason and what you're expecting out of this year's team.
I think we had a pretty good offseason getting better. We did a lot of skill work to, get better as a team. But we have a lot of young guys, so we got to teach them how to play going forward.
Robert Reisman, senior. And the offseason was tough, with Corona and stuff, but we still got in the gym and got our work done. So that was good. And then for the season, just get better than we were the day before.
The biggest thing for us right now is we had 2 seniors last year, but they didn't get a lot of playing time. So we pretty much are bringing back 5 sophomore starters who are now juniors this year. So usually when you have 0 seniors, I have no seniors in my program at all. So a team with no seniors you think has no leadership, but this team's full of leadership. Junior class is loaded. We feel like we have a chance to be pretty solid this year. We just got to continue to work and put in the work every year. But with the way everything's going right now, and a bunch of uncertainties in the air as well. I mean, like I said, there's still a lot of uncertainty with who we're going to have coming. If everybody that we feel like is coming is actually going to show up and play, then I feel like we'll have every tool we need. Like I said, these 3 sitting right here next to me are going to be key assets to what we have. I mean, Connor's much developed from last year. I mean, he averaged 18 points, 12 rebounds a game last year, but he's put in more work than anybody. Gus, sitting right here next to me, is one of the best point guards we've had at Raven County High School, I'll be honest with you. And then Grayson shoots the ball better than anybody I've been around. And then we got Clayton Dixon coming from football as well, who doesn't have the size, but he has the motor that nobody else has. So I just feel like that junior class can lead us and just push us in the right direction.
Talk about how you guys are feeling confidence-wise right now and what you're expecting out of this team this year.
Okay, so my name's Gus Hood. I'm a junior this year. I feel extremely confident. We're very thankful to get to play under Coach Adcock. I came in as a freshman. I think that was his first year ever being a head coach. And ever since then, we've really just kind of took off with him and trusted in his process of what we wanted to do. Like I said, just extremely thankful. And confidence-wise, I can say that we're extremely confident this year on our abilities as a team and what we're going to do. We've set very high goals as a group.
I'm Connor McKay. I'm a junior, and I'm really confident in the team we have returning this year. Like Coach said, we only lost 2 seniors, and they played a role, but the main roles in our team are still here, and Coach is always willing to be in the gym with us. He's there every day working with us, getting better, and our team's come closer, and all of us have improved, and I'm pretty confident in this season.
My name's Grayson Carver. In the past few years, we've kind of been in a rebuilding. We've been young, and we hadn't had everything together. And a lot of teams are going to be surprised when we step out on the court this year because we've worked hard at it, and we have a drive. We all have a drive. We all want to win, and we'll all do anything to win. I think in the summer games, travel ball games with him, and the end of last year, we started winning more, and we became so accustomed to losing. Once we started winning more, it's like the confidence is just soaring.
now at a new school here with Dawson County. Talk about how the transition's gone, and I know this has been a heck of a year to to move to another school, but talk about how it's gone for you.
It's been the whole year's been weird, I think, for everybody. But our transition has been as smooth as possible. We've a lot of really nice people have helped us. The team is they're used to transition. They've been, I think this is the third system in 3 years, and so they're used to kind of having to adjust. So that's made it a little bit easier. Not having a summer has put us, a little bit in an awkward position, but I think everybody's in the same boat with that.
What have you looked to bring in as you look to sort of continue that success now moving forward?
I just hope we can do the same thing. They've been really, really good for the last couple of years, but these guys here have worked hard, and I like the direction we're going. And as soon as everybody understands their roles and what we're doing and how we adapt to different situations, I think we're going to be okay.
Talk about what it's been like now playing under Coach Cottrell and how you guys are feeling heading into this year.
I'm Max Tierney. I'm more than happy to have Coach Cottrell as my coach this year. He's done a very good job so far. I'm very happy. It's a little weird getting used to a third system and over the last 4 years for this being my senior year, but I'm very happy. We've worked really hard in the off season. Been in the weight room, run a lot. Feel like we're going to be in really good shape here soon.
I'm Luke Smith, and we've had a pretty good transition, and we're all happy to play under Coach. But I think we have a lot of potential for this year.
I'm Ty Whitmire, and like Max said, it's just great to have him here. He's a great coach, and he's done well so far, and I think he'll do well for us this season. I mean, it is weird, but I think we'll be great.
COVID-19 has caused a lot of issues this offseason, but talk about how you guys have been working through that and how you feel about where your team is right now.
Well, like everybody else, we're dealing with masks and sanitizing locker rooms and quarantines and all those other things that everybody else is doing. But we've been pretty fortunate that nobody has gotten it. We've had a few quarantines, but no players have contracted it.
Well, Coach, obviously an outstanding season last year, reached the state title game, and you're moving up in classification now this year. Talk about how you have what you guys are going to need to do to sort of carry that momentum over now.
Well, it was kind of, obviously unfortunate that we've had COVID-19 because, you have such a good run that we had, and then you hope that leads right into a great summer and then great fall workouts and all that, and that was kind of taken away, and we've kind of lost some of that momentum, and kind of had to try to work to get some of that stuff back. So, it's a new year, it's a new team, it's a new group, and they've all worked hard since we were able to get back in the gym. They've done a really good job with our numbers. We're missing, I think, 9 out of 14 varsity players that are on the football team, and the football team very well may play for the state championship. They're really good, so it may be January before we get all of our people there.
Talk about, obviously you got a lot of your team that's not with you right now, but you guys have to play on anyway. Talk about, how you guys are getting ready to approach that and just your thoughts on this season as a whole.
Yeah, my name is Spencer Darby, and this is going to be a little rough start in the beginning. We want to have some younger guys to step up a little bit, and I have full confidence in my team.
I'm Josh Howell, and yeah, I think we're just going to have to try to prepare to be the best team we can be until we get them back, and then just all in hopes of being the best team we can be by tournament. And so if that means developing the bench as some starters at the start of the year, that's okay. And then eventually just looking to make another run.
Well, talk about that a little bit. What some of your question marks are at this point, and then where you think some of your strengths are.
Well, the question mark is the first player off the bench is going to be a freshman that's never stepped in a varsity basketball game before. So those are the concerns that you put kids that were playing middle school ball last year to playing varsity ball this year. We're going to be very, very thin and very inexperienced. So we've got 5 varsity players that have been in meaningful varsity games before. So we're looking for those guys to do a great job and try to sprinkle those young ones in. And just make sure we don't end up with 3 or 4 freshmen out on the court at the same time. That's what we hope to.
New program for you, moving in obviously from North Hall now to Lakeview Academy, and just a short ways down the road, but different in that you've gone from now a public school to a private school. What's that transition been like for you?
It's been an interesting transition, like most everybody else. There's not really been much of a summer, and then on top of that, all these guys are learning everything that we're trying to put in. Lakeview also switched regions this year, so don't really have any familiarity with the new region that we're going into. We do know that we're quite possibly in the toughest region in single A private, having St. Francis and Mount Pisgah in there, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
From what you have been able to see out of your team, from what work you have been able to do, what do you feel like the strengths of this year's group are?
Right now, we've got more size than I'm used to coaching. Just these 2 guys with a couple with some more. We've been pretty effective shooting the ball every day at practice, which has been very nice and, can cover up a lot of mistakes sometimes. We'll have a good bit of experience coming back, not only with Declan and Harry, but with some of our other guys. So I think they're kind of battle tested. A lot of these guys played a lot of minutes last year, so that'll be able to pay off come January.
How has it been like now moving with Coach Sanders now at the helm, and how are you feeling about this year's team?
I'm Declan Widener, and I'm a senior. It's been a little bit different. We've had to make a lot of changes in the past couple weeks, like new defenses, new offense. But, it's going pretty well, and I'm excited to see how much we can improve.
I'm Harrison Cooper. As Declan was saying, we put in a couple new plays and a new defense, and we're starting to click pretty quick, and I believe Coach is putting us on the right path so far.
Well, biggest keys for your group this year to have success?
I think our biggest keys are just going to be continuing to develop, both with our physical skills and then on the mental side of what we're asking them to do each day. Like they said, it's a little bit different. But I think if they continue on the same path that we're on and continue the progression that we're in, we can have a good year.
Last year we had 7 kids on the team. These 2 are the only returners, but we've got 11 kids this year, so we need more seats there by the scorer's table to sit people down. It's starting all over. We've got 11 kids, and I think 7 of them are freshmen. Joe is a junior. Sid is a sophomore. So, we're pretty young.
Talk about what the keys are going to be for you guys this year to keep that going.
Well, we got to stay healthy and not foul out.
Hi, I'm Joelle Snyder. I'm a junior. This is definitely a very different year than it was last year. Having all these younger kids coming in will be a little bit rough. We were a little bit rough last night just learning to run our plays and the different expectations between varsity and what they've been used to playing. But I definitely think we have a lot of room to improve, and I definitely think we will.
Hi, I'm Sydney Corbin. I'm a sophomore. Like Coach Carrick was saying, we have a lot of young talent on our team, and I feel like throughout the season we can get a lot better. And we have a lot of strengths. We're pretty fast and scrappy, but if we get to know the plays and get to know our offenses, I feel like we can be pretty good.
How do you feel about where the program's heading?
Well, we like where we're at. We love our kids' work ethic and their commitment to what we're trying to preach. So we're really excited about the year. We were proud of the year that we had last year, particularly in lieu of the injuries we had. And so we're really excited about this upcoming year and just ready to play, to be honest with you.
Well,
and I think we're to the point now where the kids know what the expectations and the standards are, and we're not going to lower them. And I think they're doing a good job of meeting the standard and even exceeding the standard.
I'm Shai Dabney. We expect to win. Feel good about our season. We got a couple young guys that can really go. The 3 sophomores on our team that are going to be really good for us right now. We have a couple freshmen and a junior that, shoot the ball really well. So we just look forward to, getting better every day.
We're a really high-energy team. We like to play fast-paced. We can slow it down if we want to. We run half-court sets really well.
we have a lot of, we've been working really hard. We have a lot of shooters now. People who haven't shot the ball well in the past, they do now. But, yeah.
My name's Jalen Justice, and I'm really looking forward to getting back to playing again because we've got a really good group of guys, and the chemistry is all there. You know, everybody likes each other. We have a lot of fun, you know, while we're at practice, and we're also getting the work in hard.
Biggest keys for you guys heading into this year?
First and foremost, we hopefully we can stay injury-free. You know, these two guys on the end, Jalen and Corey, were actually starting for us at the end of the year, their sophomore years, and they got hurt last year. So that's missing two big pieces there. So if we can stay injury-free, then I think we got a real chance.
The decision, first off, to come to East Hall, and then how the transition's been going.
The decision to come to East Hall was pretty easy with the tradition and the history of the program. It was kind of not even really a thought process. When the opportunity came up, very excited about that kind of opportunity, so we went with it. Upcoming season, we're really just looking to kind of focus in on our fundamentals and try to make a cultural change in what we're doing day to day, week to week, game by game, practice by practice. And as long as we keep our focus on that, things should be fine.
Talk about how the offseason's gone with COVID and sort of navigating all that.
I mean, it's the same as everybody else has kind of been. It's been a little bit of a challenge. You know, we kind of didn't have as much time or as many scrimmages and things like that as you'd maybe like to have in the summer. Not really having the football guys has been a little bit of a challenge just because being new, haven't really had them on the court at all, you know what I mean, as much. So kind of excited about getting them back out soon, kind of seeing where they can go and how that's going to be able to help our team.
How the transition has gone now with Coach Yancey and what your expectations are for this season.
My name is Amir Earls. I'm a senior at East Hall. I mean, this year, the transition has been pretty easy. It's nothing new to me, really. I've been able to adjust to different coaches the past few years, so I'm just ready to win and play.
I'm DeAndre Langston, and the transition has been good, and we got a great coach, and I think the season's going to be good.
Talk a little bit about what you think the strength of this year's group will be.
A little bit of that comes from our senior leadership. We're going to have 5 or 6 seniors on the roster this year, as well as our team quickness. We really move around really well. Those kind of things, we're going to have to feed off of those. While, like I said, just kind of implementing a little bit more steadiness and discipline on the day-to-day.
And so a lot of good teams. It's going to be very competitive, but we're going to look to just improve every day and compete and have fun and enjoy this time and be thankful, you know, anytime we get a chance to step on the court.
Well, tell us a little bit about Lanier Christian and how the program is, sort of the direction of the program right now, and how you're feeling about this coming season.
Well, I love what I'm seeing. I'm new to the program. I just come to build on top of what's already been set. Got a great senior class here. Very excited about our underclassmen as well. We're going to look to do some great things and surprise a lot of people. And it's just going to be a fun time to play basketball.
What do you feel like the strengths of this year's group are?
I just think, you know, of course, these guys are senior leadership, and, you know, it's going to be huge. And we got some underclassmen as well. But I just think, you know, the way we shoot the ball, the way we play together, the way we pay attention to details, and just how we overcome adversity.
I'm Trevin Last, and I've really liked the transition so far. It's been really good. He's a great coach for our program, and I'm definitely looking forward to this season, and I'm just ready to play.
I'm Samuel Collins, and just the transition from having Coach Roberts in our program for many, many years and having Coach Thurman come in and just fill in some like really big shoes. I feel like he's done that really well. Since day one, he's looked to really encourage us and pour into us, not only as basketball players but as men. The season, I think we're going to be surprising a lot of people in our league, hopefully even the county, and hopefully wins a lot of games. So.
I'm Bo Souther. I'm a senior. And Coach Thurman, he's brought a great philosophy to our team. He emphasizes on unity and that we need to just play together. And I believe we're going to do that very well this year.
There we go.
All right, well, this was a COVID summer, and we graduated 4 starters last year, so our summer was, this was a summer we really needed a summer to play and to work together. So we've been just kind of building as we go. So our summer we had Chase Reed, Braden Sims, Sterling Morales, along with some of our other guys in. And of course, with the summer, with COVID restrictions, some of our multi-sport kids we did not see. So we're about to pick up some football players here pretty soon to go along with these guys and our other ones. So our summer was pretty much skill work when we could get back in the gym. And these guys played in a fall league, so we are just now kind of getting back into competitive going. Well, I think one of the big strengths with this team is I think from 1 to 9, possibly 10, we're going to have a little more versatility. I think our overall ball handling will be better by positions than last year. We're going to have to be a team that's going to be very similar to some teams we had in the region we played in that have good distribution of scoring. May not have really one guy that's going to score a lot, but we have several guys that are capable of chipping in, anywhere 6, 12, 14 points a game. I think that's going to be a strength.
Talk about how this offseason's gone and what your expectations are for this year.
I'm Chase Reed. I'm a senior for the West Hall Spartans, and our offseason was definitely interesting. It was definitely different from previous years. The fall league was a big help, finally getting into the gym again, getting all of us there because, not having a summer, we could have some chemistry issues. So that was definitely nice going into the fall league, getting into the gym, learning what we need to work on, building those relationships with each other since we didn't have, our summer to do that. And I think that was really nice.
I'm Braden Sims. Touch on the chemistry. We played well together in the fall league. Try to get as much reps with each other as we can.
I'm Sterling Morales. I think the off season was good for us during the fall league because we could work on our chemistry a lot. So because during the summer we weren't able to play, so it really helped us get some reps in and really experience because we weren't able to play during the summer. And I feel like during the year we're gonna build a lot more trust within our own players, like a pass-first mentality. Instead of trying to take it yourself, maybe hit the open man more, have more trust in your teammates. I feel like we'll be able to do that better.
Well, I think like every team, we've got to do a better job controlling the boards, cut down on turnovers, and our team, we need to shoot the ball well. I think we've got the ability to have a broad field of shooters, and we're going to have to do it on a night-to-night basis because this region that we're in, there are going to be some teams I know they're going to shoot the ball well, so we're going to have to be able to counter with that. And also improve our dribble drive defense right there because we're going to see a lot, I think, of the dribble drive in this league. And also just, getting those little extra hustle points. We need to pick up on some of those things there that give us some extra opportunities to get points